Okay guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about a slightly more serious topic, not, end the world, but hopefully it's something that traders, really anyone will, gain benefit from. And that is the simple fact of just knowing when to be patient. I know I'm starting off this video really quickly and getting straight into it, but it's kind of the whole point. I'm going to delve into it quite a bit now. When we talk about trading, most people glamorize the entire job as something that needs to be high stress and constantly ping, 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 tick, 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 tick. It's one of those jobs. That's what they see it as. That couldn't have been further from the truth. Of course, if you're trading with an institution that is a high frequency quant, for example, of course, that's what your job's going to be. It's going to be that type of nature. You're going to be constantly on the ball. If you're in investment banking, you have quick turnovers, quick deadlines. For traders like you and me, even for professional individual traders, that's not how the lifestyle genuinely is. Most of the time, you should be waiting, and that is a huge part of trading, is just waiting for the right setup, because most people's edges don't necessarily play out in all market conditions. There will be obviously some good seasons, there will be some bad seasons. During those bad seasons, that is where you'll be tested. That is where the better side of your trading needs to come out. Everything that you've been practicing, everything that you've been backtesting, it needs to come into play at full force, because that is where you will blow yourself up if you're not correct. People think that not trading is a bad thing when not trading is still trading. Seems paradoxical, but let me give you an example, right? The current climate that we're in, Trump has just recently announced reciprocal tariffs. Now, we know that he's been going on about tariffs ever since he's been campaigning, and just before he got into office, he was talking about more tariffs and whatnot. Now that he's starting to imply these and actually get them into motion, signing the executive orders, we're seeing massive market moves. Like, look on Euro, for example. You can see this massive leg up from the initial tariffs, another leg up from the other tariffs, and ultimately, even though we see trending markets, this is a daily time frame, might I add. If we're having these massive moves on the daily time frame, it looks like a 1 minute chart to me. If we're having these type of moves on the daily time frame, more oftentimes than not, you're going to get caught offside, because he's announcing these things left, right, and center. The markets are changing by the hour, not even by the day or by the week or by the month. It's by the hour. And if you're not, have newswires, if you don't have a squawk in your ear 24/7, if you don't have someone relaying information to you, you're gonna not know what's happening. You're gonna get caught offside. You're gonna get slipped. It's just not gonna be good. Ultimately, some people can make money in these markets, and I'm not saying that you can't. What I'm saying is you need to be careful and selective. Just because there's volatility doesn't mean there's opportunity. Volatility does bring some elements of opportunity, but they're not necessarily going to be the highest of quality, unless that's what your edge is designed around. Much higher frequency, much higher volatility, just very outsized moves. Whereas if it was a range in market, it may not perform as well. So yeah, trading 24/7, it's a complete facade. Knowing that certain market conditions aren't beneficial to you or aren't profitable, are less probabilistic for you, that's key. But having that patience attached to that knowledge, that's what's going to change your trading. For me personally, not trading is also a form of trading, because it preserves my money, keeps it on the sideline, keeps it safe. Most of all, trading isn't about making money. If you're able to not lose money, or if you're able to keep money, you're doing better than most traders. You're in that break-even stage already. Most traders lose money. 90%, or maybe even higher, lose money. If you're no longer in that 90%, you're now in the top 10%. You've beaten the majority of people within this field. That's how insane it is. All you have to do is not lose money. Sounds so simple in practice, but once you start seeing numbers flowing, your emotions get involved, that's when the problems start happening. All you have to do is control that. You just have to sit on your hands during times of, times like this, even times where things are going to get harder. just sit on your hands. You have nothing to lose if you don't trade. You literally have nothing to lose. So what if a trade goes by? There's always going to be another one. The market will never go away. It physically can't. It physically can't. It just can't. So yeah, mistaken and thinking that opportunities are never going to come back is plaguing quite a few new traders. And they also think that the more opportunities that they have, the more likely they are to be successful. And within the real world, yes, that does make sense. The more you fail, the more you are to success, or more likely you are to have success. But within trading, once you've established yourself, the more opportunities you have, the more opportunities you have to lose money. So yeah, trading 24/7 is a complete facade. But going back to understanding when your strategy does work and when your strategy doesn't work is key, because those two pieces of information go hand in hand with being able to have patience within the markets. I know there's always a glamour of wanting to make money 24/7, but knowing when to sit on your hands, knowing when to preserve your capital, knowing when to be on the sidelines in a market, that will make you more money than ever, because you're not going to be losing money if you don't risk it. You see, people often think that the more opportunities you have, the more likely you are to reach success or have some level of success. And now that does apply to other areas of life and the early ages of when you're learning a new skill, for example, trading. The more you fail, the more likely you are to move forward past that barrier. I'm not doubting that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I completely agree with that. However, once you know trading, once you know how to trade, once you know your executions, the more opportunities that you present yourself with, the more you have to filter out the lower probability ones, because you're no longer in a stage of learning. You're in a stage of building a process to become solidify and having that consistency. If you're now taking opportunities that are lower yielding, or if anything, negatively yielding, you're just going to push your progress further back. And that's what people really do not understand with over trading. They see multiple opportunities within a day, a week, a month, whatever the case may be, whatever the time frame may be, and they'll just take it, thinking that the more that I trade, the more likely I am to make money within this. And that is completely further from the truth. You need to be understanding what is high probability, what is low probability, and that's not just within a trading session. It's not limited to just your trading setups. That is inclusive of your entire trading lifespan. So that is from Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. It might be different seasons, different years, whatever the case may be. It goes all the way down to the most minute time scale, all the way to the biggest time scale. You have to be thinking about whether this is the right time and the right thing for me to be doing in this current moment. If not, what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit back and be on the sidelines. But you're going to constantly be monitoring whether it's going to be good or not for you, because sitting on the sidelines too long may be the wrong option. So it's a fine balancing act you need to be doing. Even if you want to look at the examples right now within the markets, you can see that Euro has just been having this massive expansionary move. DXY again is on the opposite end of that spectrum. Some people may be trendline freaks. They may be momentum guys and trading this. It might be perfect for them, but people who trade ranges, this is not good for them. It's not good market conditions for them. So again, it's all down to the way you trade personally. You need to understand what markets work well for you and what markets don't, because volatility like this doesn't necessarily mean opportunity for you. For me, it does. I've had some very nice opportunities here, but for some other people, it might have blown their accounts. I know for many people it's blown their accounts. Like, have a look at the S&P. It's just whipsaw right now. This is on the daily time frame as well. This is not an hourly or not a 15-minute. Like, if you enter a position and you wanted to go short from this imbalance here, okay, cool, I've gone short from up here, trade's running nicely, oh, I've gone, holding it overnight, whatever the case may be, all of a sudden we've got whipsaw. Again, over here, I've tried to short all the way down here, maybe take a pop out of here, and again, I've gotten stopped out. You just have to really, really, really identify what is high probability to you and what isn't. It's as simple as that. And if it's not high probability, you sit and wait. That's all you have to do to stop being unprofitable. It's as simple as that. Many people are sitting in that unprofitable space simply because they're not patient enough to just let time pass and do its thing. Time will do the heavy lifting for you within trading. And I've seen it time and time again, people getting too early into funding. They've got 100K, 200K, 300K, and they blow it straight away. They've managed to get to that stage, but they can't get past it. Why? Because they're not patient enough. They're not patient to wait, to not over risk, to not over trade, and just simply take a payout at the end of the month. That's just my 2 cents. That's just what I've been, studying and seeing in the market. There's been times where I've had to sit on the market and not do anything, and all of March I didn't trade at all, simply because of what you've been seeing and what I've shown you now. But yeah, that's just kind of something that I wanted to share. Hopefully you guys did extract some value from that. I'm going to be doing these videos a lot more, and I think it's very beneficial for a lot of the newer traders who do watch my content to just kind of see what, what a trader of 5 years has gone through, and the kind of tips that I can share with you guys. But yeah, if there's anything that you do want me to specifically cover, do obviously let me know in the comments. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. So have a good one.